Okay, so we're going to go through at least two different methods of calculating combinations, and they're really the same thing, just one is a way to simplify your calculations. So here's our question, but the first thing we really want to do is establish NCR. And N is the number of trials, or the number of items you have to choose from, and R is the number you decide to choose. So if you're going to calculate this by hand, the formula goes at N factorial, and that is above in brackets. You'll have N subtract R. Okay. Whatever that is, you put the factorial, and then you multiply that again by R factorial. It's pretty close to the permutation. The difference is the permutation does not have this R factorial in the denominator. Okay, so the traditional way to calculate it is to actually calculate all the factorials. So let's bring this down and give ourselves some room, because this is going to be some pretty calculations here. Our N value is 21, so we're going to get 21 factorial, which is a huge number. Okay. Then we're going to get 21 subtract 19. Okay. So we'll calculate what that is as a factorial, and then we have 19 factorial. Okay. We'll simplify that bracket. Usually it's the first thing we do, brackets first. So 21 factorial over 2 factorial times 19 factorial. Okay, so we kind of need to evaluate each of these numbers. We're clearly not going to do this by hand. The factorial really reads as 21 times 20 times 19, all the way down to the value of 1. Okay, and then on the bottom we have pretty similar setup. 2 factorial is really easy because it's 2 times 1, so that's nothing much to that. 19 factorial, 18, 17, all the way down to 1 again. So that's also going to be a really large number. So we'll go in our calculator here. We did it, but we'll show it again. 21 factorial is equal to this massive number. I'm not going to even attempt to say what it is, but I'm going to copy it and kind of just throw it into here. Because to write it down back and forth, I'll for sure forget. So there's our 21 factorial. Above 2 times, and then 19 factorial. So we do 19 factorial is equal to, again, huge number. We're just going to take it and plug it in. There it is. Put some brackets around it. So we need to multiply this by this number, and then take this numerator and divide it by all of that. Luckily, our calculator kind of saves information. So I'm going to take this number here and see the answer times, where's my multiplication? Oh, there it is, times 2. So that's the value on the bottom. So I'm going to take this value here. I think I can just copy. Yep. And paste. Oh no. What happened here? Control C. Control V. There it is. That number is going to be divided by, it's a pretty decent calculator as soon as I find division. There it is. This number here, which was our answer from before, but I'm just going to copy it again. Control C, Control V. Okay, so again, obviously multiplying this by hand is probably just not really feasible. 210, wow, that's a really small number compared to what we're really working with. So that's technically one way to do it. Another way to do it is, I'm going to go back up to the top here, is we're going to kind of branch out, do it in blue here. We know that, like we stated, that 21 factorial is 21 all the way down to the value of 1, right? 2 factorial, we knew 21 minus 19. We could really figure that out without even having to write it down. We look at N minus R, 21 minus 19 is 2. Okay, 2 factorial is essentially just 2. And then we have 19 factorial, which is essentially multiplying all of the numbers down to 1. Well, we can simplify this by just taking the 19 value and it all the way down to 1, and this cancels out with this. Essentially, think of it of the idea, if I had 5 times 4 divided by 5 times 4, and maybe we'll put a 2 up here. The full number is going to be 5 times 4 is going to be 20, times 2 is 40, 40 by 20 is 2, but a fast way of calculating this is we just drop out 5 times 4 and 5 times 4. 2 is our answer. So that's essentially what we're doing here. So the shortcut to calculating this now is, because I've dropped all the numbers from 19 down, I get 21 times 20 divided by, 19 to 1 is gone, so divided by 2. This is something I can calculate by hand. I know I'm going to have a 0. This will be 420 divided by 2, which ends up being 210, which is the exact thing we did here. So that would just be another method of solving it. Really, it's just a simpler method of calculating the combination.
Yeah.